Merry Christmas, fishing freaks, and welcome to the LFG channel. It's pretty much holiday time, and we are doing a MTB Pro unboxing today. It's even got a special little bow on it, look at that. And I'm wearing a Santa hat that has a lure in it. It keeps getting my eye though. So yeah, a little extra effort on the decor today. Go ahead and hit that like button, because that took a long time to get that bow on there. All right, got my warm liquid sitting in my mug right here. Oh, that feels good. And it's pretty nasty weather outside. It's kind of going in and out of rain. So it's a good day to do an indoor unboxing. And if you're thinking about getting gifts for someone for the holidays, this is always a good suggestion right here. I got my dad a subscription to Mystery Tackle Box last year, and he loves it. He calls me just about every month telling me what he gets in his box. So there's different sorts of boxes that you can get. You can go check them out at mysterytacklebox.com. Check out your options there. Let's get into this box and see what's in here. This is going to be an interesting box because it's December. December's pretty tough fishing month. December, January. So let's see what kind of little jewels in here we can catch fish on. Coffee and bass fishing and Santa hats. It's the holidays. Got our trusty knife that Grandpa gave us here, old timer. It's not a joke, I'm not making that up. Grandpa actually gave me that knife. It's literally an old timer. Let's open it up. First of all, let's smell it. Always like to smell things. You know, nothing is hitting me right off the bat here. Ooh, looks like some hard baits. As always, we've got our card that tells us what's going on inside the box. We don't have the little frilly things in here anymore. That's probably a good thing because they just got all over my floor and, you know, cause problems. Looks like we got stuff all over the floor because I'm dropping it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items to go over today, and we got a Lucky Craft lure in there. That's always a nice little bonus to find in there. Oh, we got a letter from the owner in here, Mr. Ross. Congratulations, you've been selected to fish the Bassmaster Classic. What the? That's a joke. I'm not fishing the Classic. Oh, but seriously, this is a letter saying that MTB is announcing Catchco, which I've done a little bit with Catchco. Some of the boxes going through. This is basically a service on Mystery Tackle Box where you can get more specific items, more specific boxes to the kind of technique that you want to use. Drop shotting, if you're into that silly stuff, or like top water or dock fishing or grass fishing. You know, they've got some sort of box to match whatever situation that you want to fish or you want to learn how to fish. So it's kind of cool. So you can go check out Catch Company on the Mystery Tackle Box website. All right, we will start in the order that the card gives us with the Lucky Craft Moonsault. I fished the Moonsaults before. This is an old school bait. It's been out for a long time, and it's sort of a Finesse type crankbait. So you can use these Moonsaults in colder water this time of year. This is good. Good job, MTB. Colder water and early spring situations. It has a tighter wiggle than a lot of crankbaits. In my mind, Moonsault means the rattles are like little salt from the like a smaller rattle, and it's definitely a higher pitch. Yeah, higher pitch rattle. I'm gonna take it out of the box. Pristine. It sounds like there's more in there, so it's a different sound. And this bad boy should dive to about 8 feet or so. I've also noticed on these Moonsaults you have to tune them every once in a while, so keep that in mind. They might get to going left or right on you a little bit. Not sure why that is, but I've noticed that. But you want to just bang these things off of rocks and any type of shallow cover that fish might be around in the cold times. And of course they eat a lot of shad, so that's a good thing to have in your box. Now we have the Echo by Rattle Trap. Well, everyone knows what a rattle trap is, so let's look at this thing. An Echo 1.75, so I'm guessing it is 1.75 inches long. Looks like we got some, maybe these are Mustad extra wide gap hooks on here. This thing looks kind of like cartoonish a little bit. Pretty high pretty high-pitched rattle here. It's basically made to be like a fast-moving crankbait. It's like a square bill that has a little fin on the top, and it looks like something you'd find on SpongeBob SquarePants. So this is going to be something that you want to just chunk and wind, you know, shallow cover, banging it off a cover, fishing around grass beds. You can pretty much fish it like a rattle trap, like the old rattle trap that everyone knows. So this is the Echo. I like to throw a lot of crankbaits, a lot of hard baits in the colder months. I don't really throw a lot of soft plastics. I feel like the soft plastic bite, at least in the south, kind of tapers away when the water gets below 55. Get another sip of our coffee. Oh. Woo! Flippin' jig. This isn't just any flippin' jig. This is an Impact Lures jig. So some of you may know me as the LakeForkGuy. That's my channel name. Interesting little backstory. The guy that invented this jig helped me get my start when I was a guide on Lake Fork. The dude has caught so many monster bass on that lake and other lakes, and he really showed me how to fish a jig and how to fish a lot of things in deep structure. The guy knows about jigs, and he started his own little company here, and it's called Impact. His name's Mark Pack. So I fished some of his other jigs before that he designed, and I got to be honest with you, some of my favorite jigs. I still have some of the jigs he gave me, and they're awesome. But this one is different. So some of the things that you'll notice about this jig: a very low profile line tie. You'll notice it is below the sharp end of the hook. That is one of the things that this man taught me about jigs. You always want to make sure that your hook end is higher than your hook eye. And he's got a totally different, unique weed guard on here. This is basically just a solid one piece of plastic that kind of comes across, and it's got a little rubber ring. So instead of having a brushy weed guard, you just have this single weed guard on here, and that will essentially move down and off to the side when you set the hook into a fish. This hook is really sharp. So got a nice flipping style head on here to go through some cover, and it'll stand up a little bit if it hits the bottom. That's good. I actually got two little plastic keepers to keep that on there, and of course, Impact Lake Fork certified hook on there. That thing is gonna stay pegged, not bend out on a big bass. And it's black and blue, which is my all-time favorite color jig. I've caught a lot of big bass on black and blue jigs. Can't wait to throw this sucker on some stumps. Next up, we got a Mad Yabby. That sounds weird. A Mad Yabby sounds like some girl I dated back in college. Crawbait is what this is. Look how big that thing is. Look at the package on that sucker. It says punching, flipping, trailer right on the back. 6 in the package. So this looks like something we would be putting on the back of the old flipping jig. I feel like I'm opening a bag of jerky. It's so big. Wow. The top looks like those little like Kong things that you put peanut butter in for dogs. Like pretty lumpy and bulky. And it does have ribs in it as well, which I always love on soft plastic lures. That's great. Long plastic pinchers, I guess you could call them, tails on this bait. So that's gonna move quite a bit of water. So if we paired this up with this jig, it's gonna slow the rate of fall of the jig if you're flipping it, but it's gonna have a kind of a wide wobbling action. I would actually prefer this in more of a warm water situation. I prefer to have less action on my jig trailers when it's really cold. You get a warm day, you go out flipping stumps, a big old bass might be attracted to this thing. That's my crock pot going off. I got a stew going. So a really good thing about this packaging is that keeps these pinchers nice and straight. When you go to put it in the water, they're not all crimped up. So that's one good thing about this massive packaging, but I just don't think I have any like conventional tackle boxes that would fit that in there. That's seriously, I would get that confused with jerky if I had it in my glove box. Doesn't smell like jerky though. Doesn't really smell like anything. This is a black coffee right here, guys. I'm gonna be supercharged through the rest of this unboxing. What do we got next? Literally a big worm. Big Worm by Buddha Baits. There it is. Green pumpkin worm. If that won't get a bite from a fish, I don't know what will. Woo! Man, it smells like garlic and sea salt potato chips or something. This is your like traditional curl tail worm right here. Look at that bad boy. This is either like an 8 or a 10 inch. It's probably a 10 inch curl tail worm. A lot of curl in that tail. The body is actually pretty short. This is going to be a Texas rig bait. You could throw it on a shaky head if you wanted to, like a football shaky head, but I would throw this on a Texas rig and just work it around grass and stumps and anything that looks good, and work it slow, because when the water's cold, you want to give them time to come over there and grab it. About a 4 to 5/0, actually 5/0 offset worm hook would be just right for this bait right here. That's going to catch fish anywhere you go in the country. Fish are always going to eat a green pumpkin worm. And they're going to hang on to it because that thing smells like a tater chip, I'm telling you. Lastly on our list, we have Super Bowl Shaky Head from Charlie's Worms. Super Bowl Shaky Head? Oh, I get it. Football, Super Bowl. Jeez, that took me a while. I was looking at it going like, okay, does it have like a bowl shape to it? Should I be looking for a, I don't know. That was a, moving on. But this is a Finesse shaky head worm presentation. This is a 1/16 ounce right here. It's got a pretty small hook on it. So you'd be throwing some small worms on this thing, like basically like Zoom Finesse worm style, or like a robo worm, that small of a worm. The plastic keeper on here is a little big, I think, for this size of a hook and the weight on here, because you're going to be using some small worms. That could be a little bit smaller. Line tie is a little bit high profile, but this hook is meant to be thrown on some lighter stuff, like pretty light line, 8-10 pound fluorocarbon. You're not going to be sticking any mondos with this bad boy and putting any pressure on them. You want to have open water situations, rocky bottom. This would be a nice little hook to put a small finesse worm on, or small little craw bait, and just fish it very slow on the bottom. This is like super finesse, but a great bait, great jig head for wintertime when you're really trying to get, clear water, clear and cold water finesse presentations. 4 in the package. The Super Bowl Shaky Head that I didn't get at first. Now I do. I just thought of something. We have not seen Winston hardly at all. Winston! There's that trot. There's that nice little snowman. Yeah! Oh yeah! Get old Winnie Pooh to close it out. You want to wear the old Santa hat? There you go. Alright, that's going to conclude today's video. Thanks for checking it out, and go ahead and subscribe if you're new to this channel, or if you've been lingering on the edges of subscribing. Go ahead and do it, because that'll make old Winston here pretty happy pup, right? Yeah. And also, go ahead and do me a favor, guys. Go follow me on Snapchat. I'm trying to get my snap game up again. I was doing snaps for a while, and then Instagram came out and was like, take this, Snapchat. I'm going back to Snapchat now. I'm having flashbacks to Snapchat. Anyways, if you guys want to follow my snaps throughout the day, you might see this guy a little bit more. You might see some other stuff going on at the LFG household. I don't know what's going to happen. Just go ahead and follow me over there, and we'll figure it out. And if you're also looking for more gift ideas besides the mystery tackle box, I'm going to be doing a video on that as well. So kind of going over a lot of fishing type stuff, outdoorsman type things that us guys need at Christmas. We don't want any ties. just stop giving us ties. And if you go to mysterytacobox.com, you might just find some little holiday specials on some deals. They got some special deals on shirts right now too that make great little stocking stuffers. But I definitely recommend the box itself and getting set up on some of that if you're not really sure what to get your fisherman friend. It's a great gift. Merry Christmas from the LFG channel, and we will see you on the next video. Catch you later.